All right, how's everybody doing? This is the Comic Samurai. I want to welcome you to my next video. And tonight, we're going to be doing another Let's Rank challenge. This is where we look at a run on a series and assign every cover a letter grade from A to F and then pick our favorite and award it that special S tier ranking. And tonight, we're going to be looking at Grant Morrison's revolutionary run on the new X-Men. And they changed the title to that new X-Men and incorporated that in their new logo. But let's go ahead and jump in with this issue number 114. And Grant Morrison went in trying to change the status quo of the X-Men, and he did. And he hinted at that on this cover, which is done by Frank Quitely. And I really love his work. And he wanted to highlight the new costumes on the characters, I think. But the choice of having them all backlit so that their faces are in silhouette, I wish he wouldn't have done that. I do like how it highlights the X's on their costumes there, and especially Emma Frost's white outfit that she's wearing. It's a beautiful cover. It really did mark a change in the look of the X-Men, and I love how new and men are transposed of each other, and I love when they use tricks of typography like that. This one came out strong, and I'm giving it an A. Now, when Grant Morrison came onto this, I really think that he wanted to try some more abstract stories. Now, this is number 115 here, and it's another Frank Quitely cover, and I love his work. I don't much care for his take on Wolverine, though. And again, he was backlit so that his face is in silhouette, and I just don't know why he chose to do that. If you've got a face of a character, why not have it well lit instead of just black there? An example of that is Wolverine Limited Series number 1, and I'll put an image of that up now. And this is one of my favorite covers here, and you can see that Frank Miller illuminated Wolverine's face, and I wanted to see that. Frank Quitely, I do like how he had the claw covering up his eye. It gave a sense of tension there. This isn't my favorite take on Wolverine, and I'm just going to give it a B. Now, this number 115 had two covers, and this is the other one here. And this one was done by Barry Windsor-Smith, and I usually love his work. I'm a big Barry Windsor-Smith fan. But I think he failed on this one. That image of Cyclops there with that pink glow coming from his visor. I realize that it's his optic blast, but it just didn't work on this one. And the inking on all of this foliage that he's in, all of these plants, it didn't work. And they even cut off his signature there with this black stripe on the side there. This wasn't a very well planned out cover. And yeah, just because, I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing redeeming on this one. And I hate to do it, but I'm giving Barry Windsor-Smith an F on that one. I do not like that image of Cyclops. All right, next up we got number 116, and Frank Quitely returned to do the cover on this one. And it's a beautiful image of Emma Frost. I do like this one. I like looking at the costume, like how is that thing held on? What would the back look like? When they bring in a sense of fashion, and it's fascinating, I mean, that shows a good artist that he can get landscapes, backgrounds, color, and bring in fashion theory too. Frank Quitely knew what he was doing on this one, just to highlight Emma Frost as a central new character for the new X-Men. I do like this one, and I'm giving it an A. Now, this is where in the series they came out with this annual for 2001, and it's got a Linnell Yu cover written by Grant Morrison. This is where it came in the storyline from all intents and purposes, but this one had a different format. They called it a widescreen format. And you can see that instead of the staples being on the edge, the staples are on the bottom, so it opens and you've got these huge, wide, cinematic panels. But they didn't take very good use of it, I don't think. They didn't use very many panels that really took advantage of that format there. And this is how you would see it typically there. I do like that they tried it, and I do like Linnell's work there. And on this one, that image of Scott and Wolverine and Emma Frost, it makes you think, is it going to be another love triangle like with Jean Grey? It's a beautiful image. I do like Linnell Yu's take on all those characters, and I am going to give this one an A. I love a different format on a comic book. Next up, we got issue number 117, and this is a Frank Quitely image of the new iteration of the Beast, or Beast, Hank McCoy. And he's more of a lion-like face now. He moved away from kind of that werewolf bestial look into this more lion look. And I don't mind it, but the sense that he's crying there, I hate a melancholy cover if it's not supposed to be that. It's the X-Men. You're introducing them. You want this momentum to keep going, and to have a crying beast on the cover, it's a bit melodramatic. It seems like a soap opera, and the best I can do on this one is a C. All right, next up we got number 118, and this is one of my favorite comic books of all time. I absolutely love it. This cover was done by Frank Quitely, but the interiors are done by Ethan Van Sciver. And everybody involved denies the fact that they put in subliminal messages all through this comic book. There's hidden instances of the word sex, all S-E-X, that word, just those letters, hidden throughout this comic book. And they're always finding more. And when I read this the first time, I had no idea. But Wizard Magazine did a special, and they highlighted a couple of them. And over the years, through the internet, there's been a bunch more found. And like I said, the whole team denies that they did it. It's interesting because the story involves Emma Frost pressing the pleasure buttons of a large group of people. And you wonder, did she break the fourth wall? Is she pushing our pleasure centers? Is it all in our head? I love this comic. There's a bit of a controversy wrapped around it, and those are my favorite type. I'm giving this one the strongest A I can. Love that cover of Cyclops done by Frank Quitely. That's how Cyclops should be drawn. Next up, we got issue number 119. And again, this is a Frank Quitely cover. And they tried to introduce these new students and this new character here. And I like everything about it. She has some subtle things like a belly button ring and some other piercings and tattoos and things like that. That's cool. But the visor was in the way of some of the graffiti that was on her helmet. Why not, if you're going to draw that graffiti, those are symbols that are powerful. They mean something. So why not show them? And also her wings. When it's just a white shape with no black outline, no movement in them, and she's just floating in the air, didn't really work for me on this one, and I'm just giving it a C. Next up we got number 120, and this is another Frank Quitely cover, and it's an image of Jean Grey. And the scalpels are coming at her. But if she's the telekinetic one, she should be having them go away from her. And you don't know if she's defending herself, that these are all coming at her. Who could throw scalpels like that? She just doesn't have much of an expression on her face. And the pink illumination, I mean, that's pretty cool. I like the coloring on this one. But the image itself, it just, yeah, she doesn't have any expression, and it failed. I'm giving it a D. All right, next up we got issue number 121. And this introduced that character of Cassandra Nova, who was Professor X's twin sister or something. It got a little convoluted here, but the image of her head there with another head like behind bars or something, glowing green inside of it, it's a very symbolic cover. And this "nuff said" on the cover, it's such a trope that was overdone. It's become a cliche. I do like the lighting on this one, but I hate the look of that Cassandra Nova. Just an old, elderly person. I mean, they can be the ultimate evil, but I just, for some reason, it never clicked in comic books with me, and I can't do anything better than a D on this one, and it's lucky to get that. Next up, we got issue number 122, and this is another Frank Quitely cover, and it's one of my favorites. I highlighted this one in another controversial video that I made, because I think it has a hidden image in it that, I've only recognized. I've never heard anybody else talking about it. But look at the folds of Lilandra's cape that she has there. I think it's very suggestive, and I just find it interesting. I like the symbols in the background. This is a beautiful image. It doesn't have much to do with the X-Men, though. And I would just give it a C because of that. Because of that hidden image, I think I'm going to give this one a B. It is a fun one, and I do like it. Next up, we got issue number 123. And this features Wolverine on the cover, but I don't like this iteration of Wolverine. At least he has the hair and the sideburns. I think that he should always have those two things. But the way his claws were drawn and the reflection off of his claws, but the biggest thing is his arm. There is no definition. I mean, I do not like the musculature and how his arm is built. I don't like the red coloring there. And when they don't do Wolverine right, I just can't get behind it, and I'm giving this one a D. Next up, we got issue number 124, and this is the first time that Zorn made an appearance, a main appearance on the cover there. And I think it's fairly interesting, but looking back, you know that Magneto, spoiler alert, was Zorn. And then they retrocon that, so he wasn't. So was it Magneto or not? I think it was supposed to be Magneto at this time. And he's like eating these chips and making it go into him, and it says part 3 on the bag. Is that part 3 of the storyline? What storyline? This one just didn't work for me. I didn't like that character of Zorn, especially that reveal that it was supposed to be Magneto. And I'm just giving this one a C. Next up, we got issue number 125, and they introduced this character here. I think his name was Beak or something like that, but it did not work. Something about the coloring. The way his wings were drawn, they're supposed to be like behind him, but that gets lost. You expect wings like angels that come out of his back, but they're not. The feathers are actually off of his arm there. And they've got these fleshy arms, and he is just hard to look at. The design of this character and the way you can see that he's supposed to be eating a bug there. But because the bug wasn't colored with a black outline, it's lost. The colorist on this one, I don't think did very well. And this is supposed to be an X-Men comic. And I know that it's supposed to be a new student and kind of a new flavor, but it didn't work, and this one gets another D-. Next up, we got issue number 126. And I gotta say, I did not like this Frank Quietly cover at all. I love a group shot there, but it's a photograph, and you can see that the glass is broken. And when they did that, they could have just done black lines, and you'd have said, oh, it's a symbol of broken glass. But instead, they colored it with this frosted look. And it just obscures the images drawn behind that, and I don't like that. And they could have had the crack going to a certain spot there, and they didn't. It's focused on Logan or Emma Frost or one of the twins. It just didn't work. They should have had the crack focused on Xavier there, and the clothes that Wolverine is wearing is an affront to every sense that I had. It's like this one-piece overalls with these 2 straps. He doesn't have a shirt on, and it is just the worst costume design I have ever seen on Wolverine, and I can't abide by it. This one gets an F, and the strongest F I've ever given. I absolutely hate Wolverine in that costume. All right, next up we got number 127, and you got Zorn here on the cover. And is this Frank Quietly? Yeah, and he's looking at a hamburger. And again, this whole issue of Zorn eating, when it's supposed to be Magneto, I don't get it. It was never explained. And the fact that he's hovering, and they just don't see, like, people who fly like Storm have gusts of wind that carry her. And then there's winged characters like Angel, and they have to flap their wings. The way that magnetism would make a person fly would be unique. And only Polaris, Magneto, I mean, the X-Men have seen it. Wouldn't they know that Zorn is Magneto just because of, like, his hands? I mean, you'd see him. You'd be familiar enough with this character. I don't buy it for a second. I didn't like that character of Zorn. It's not very interesting. It is symmetric, and I do like a white background. But again, that's the lowest D I can give it. And there's just a few good qualities that save it for being an F. Next up, we got issue number 128, and this is an Ethan Van Sciver image, I believe, here. And it's Jean Grey Phoenix. And I do like this one, but the colorist, again, they have this bird, the Phoenix, there. And it's outlined in red, and I don't think they should ever do that. It has to be a very specific instance for an image to not have a black outline on it. And I don't think it worked here. A lot of it was lost. That green in the background there, it's an okay image if you like Jean Grey stuff, and I'm going to give it a C+, we'll call it, but I can't give it a B. All right, next up we got issue number 129, and this one features that Phantom X or whatever, the new Weapon X, one of the X weapons. You get lost in it. Deadpool was part of it. Wolverine was Weapon X, whatever. But by then, it was so outdone, and they tried to get this hero to be interesting. I do like putting these ones upside down so you can see the expression on their face and read it right. It's a pretty cool cover. It is symmetric. I like how his guns were drawn, but I'm just not a fan of this character. And I didn't want him to become a major character of the X-Men there, so I was afraid of that. And the Paris, the Eiffel Tower in the background there. I don't care about adventures going on in France. I want to see what the X-Men are doing in America. I'm sorry, and that makes me sound so American, but it's the truth. And I didn't like this cover much, and I'm just giving it a C-. Next up, we got issue number 130, and this is an Ethan Van Sciver group shot, and it was okay. I mean, I do like Emma Frost posed there, but Wolverine there, something about it didn't work. They just come off looking like villains, and maybe that they were supposed to, but it's a cool group shot with a good black background, but I can only give this one a B. We'll call it a B-. Next up, we got issue number 131. And if you're going to do Emma Frost on the cover, do it like this. This has some style. It has personality. The fact that she's getting out of a limo like that, it's reminiscent of the divas of the day. And it does tell a compelling story. I like this one, and I'm giving this one an A. There's very few images of Emma Frost that I like, but when it's done right, I do like it. And this one's getting an A. Surprising that we have 2 Emma Frosts in the A category already. Don't really like that character typically. Next up is issue number 132, and this is another Frank Quietly issue. And it's these workers who are using some superpowers. One's got a tongue there, one's got claws on his hands, building this huge statue of Magneto. And I hate that, the idolatry. I hate the idea of building idols to anyone, especially Magneto. I hate this cover, the idea of worshiping Magneto. It just, are building an idol to him. I don't like this one, and I'm giving it an F. Next up, we got issue number 133, and my knee-jerk reaction was to not like this one because of the overuse of black. It is a Frank Quietly cover, but upon looking closer, you can see that Wolverine is coming at this masked character there, and the reflection is seen in their eyes there. And I think it's a female character because of the eyelashes and eyebrows, but just looking, you wouldn't know. But I do like how the reflection of the light, the solar flare that they always have, is in the shape of an X. And that's clever. This one saves it from being just a mediocre one, and we'll call it a B-. Next up, we got issue number 134, and this is another Ethan Van Sciver iteration of Jean Grey. And again, they did some, like this Phoenix here, they didn't use a black outline there. They tried to illuminate it. It is a beautiful orange, reddish, yellow cover. I mean, the colors on it are pretty good there, but I just wish they would have made a little more definition. It gets a little muddled with the colors, and it brings it down to the level of a B. We'll call it a B+. Next up, we got issue number 135, and I do like the image of the X-Men here, their pose in a circle. Frank Quietly likes to do that. However, the background, that newspaper text, it's almost illegible. You can't hardly read it. It's so blurred out. If you're going to have it there, make it so that you can read it. It was lost in this image there, and they're just standing around. There's no story. There's nothing compelling. It's just kind of showing off their costumes again, but we're over it. And I don't like the Beast's legs like that, where it's kind of like cat-like or horse-like or something. This one didn't really work for me, and the best I can do on this one, But the main thing that I have a problem with is the new look of Wolverine, where he has a little patch, soul patch there, no sideburns, and long hair. I hated that look on Wolverine. Keep it simple. He's got to have the hair that goes up. He has to have the sideburns. This one fails for me because of that. I hate when they screw up the look of Wolverine, and I'm giving it an F, and I hate to do that. Frank Quietly is one of my favorites. All right, next up we got number 136, and again, does that look like Wolverine to you? Well, let me find it. And again, does that look like Wolverine to you? I hate that design of him. And the spray paint, they didn't do a black outline on it. It's just this red splooge on this poster there. You know what? I'm punishing it again. I hate the look of Wolverine there. Everything else is okay, but I'm not even going to give it a D. When you draw Wolverine like that, you reap what you sow. All right, next up is number 137. And you got this big cluster here. All the students battling the faculty of the X-Men. You got, again, that symbol in the background that didn't work for me. I think it's supposed to be the Omega with some crossbones there, and these students with the shaved heads on the side. It totally encapsulates that early 2000 look, but that design of Wolverine, if you're going to put him front and center looking like that, you deserve an F, and I can't do anything better. F, 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 F. I hate that design of Wolverine. Next up, we got issue number 138, and you've got Professor X using Cerebro here. And that is so uninteresting to me. I never liked the idea of Cerebro, this machine that could find mutants. It's just, come on. And Professor X, look at how terribly wrinkly, like, he looks like he's got a big old beer belly on him. Another Frank Quietly one, I always like an aperture, but this one's just a circle. Yeah, I can't think of a much boringer aperture or a hole, something you're looking through than this one. Man, I hate Professor X on the cover. At least it's not Wolverine in a terrible costume, so I'm going to give it a D. Next up is issue number 139, and this is where Phil Jimenez started taking on some of the art duties here. You've got Jean Grey here, and you've got Emma Frost, and I like how those two kind of play off of each other, the look of their costumes, and she's wearing the White Queen costume from the Hellfire Club still, and look at this black drapery that Jean Grey's sitting on. there's kind of a spiked collar in the background there, suggesting that she might be turning evil again or something. And this red and yellow costume is the one she wore when she was Dark Phoenix. It was green and yellow before that. I do like this cover. It is a good one, and I'm giving it a B. All right. Next up, we got issue number 140. And this one, they just used that text there. I think nobody was noticing that the new and the men was a clever use of typography. But when you have all these floating heads there, that never really did much for me. And let's take a look up close at the Wolverine visage. He's got the soul patch there, and I cannot abide it. I hate this one. I'm giving it an F. I've never awarded that many Fs in my life. Next up, we got issue number 141. And this is a beautiful Jimenez cover there. It's a riff, an homage to The Terminator, the first movie there, that James Cameron, Schwarzenegger. I love the look of Bishop there, holding the gun with his sunglasses. This is great style, the lighting, everything works on this one, and I'm giving it an A. All right, next up we got issue number 142, and this is when Townsend kind of started showing his style on the covers there. I like this iteration of Wolverine. They finally got rid of that soul patch. His claws are coming out, that cool jacket, the lighting, the brick wall. I like this one, and I'm giving it an A. Next up, we got issue number 143, and this one's, again, that Phantom X on the cover there, and it was pretty uninteresting to me, but I bought this one off the rack because I like that kind of spray paint, the new Townsend style. And this character did interest me, but it was a little overdone, a little oversimplified. Zoom in on him or show his costume better, not just faded to white on the bottom. And I'm giving this one a B. Next up, we got issue number 144, and this is another Townsend cover featuring Cyclops. And I don't mind that when you have a real simple, stylistic image of one of the characters on the cover, as long as it's done well. And I do like this. I like how his hair is in motion. He's shooting his optic blast there. I like his costume design. His hand, something about those fingers wasn't quite right. But I do like this one, and I'm giving it a B. All right, next up we got issue number 145, and this is a pretty dynamic cover done by Townsend. I like Wolverine in motion. Not a big fan of how he drew his claws there, but I like the coloring. I like the pose of Wolverine there. This one gets a pretty good, strong B from me. Next up is issue number 146 that features Zorn there taking his helmet off, and that's supposed to be like a sun right there. And I never bought it. I didn't like this character. I love the style of this one, but Zorn was such a flop for me. Like, decide, is it Magneto or not? And if it is Magneto, make that abundantly clear. Don't make it muddled. I hate that. This one can't do any better than a C. Next up, we got issue number 147 here, and this is a Jimenez cover, and it's got Magneto carrying the helmet of Zorn. Like, that's the big reveal. But look at how terrible Magneto's costume was drawn. It's like this cloak with just a frontispiece that is just plain material there. Man, I do not like the design of Magneto's there. The Zorn thing, I can't do anything better than a D. And just the colors are the only thing that saved that one from getting a worse grade. Next up, we got issue number 148, and this is a stylized drawing of Beast. I don't like his feet design there. And look at how they put that X there and cut it off with the UPC. So it looks like this is his foot instead of coming down to a hoof. And they couldn't have put this in a worse spot there. Why not put it over here? In any event, I don't like the design of Beast like this, the way he was drawn. Let's see here. Yeah. If I saw this one on the shelf, I would be, if there were other ones to buy, I would buy them instead. And I'm just giving that one a C. Next up, we got issue number 149, and now we've got Zorn on the cover again. How did that happen, that the Magneto was revealed and Zorn's back? I don't care. I was uninterested. A silhouette here. I do like the muddled colors, and that's the only thing that's saving it from an F. But a D- on that one. All right, we're getting down there. Next issue is number 150, and we've got a beautiful Jimenez cover again here. Jean Grey and Wolverine, the symmetric pose here, but it's not telling much of a story. Jean Grey has died so many times, and Wolverine has mourned for her. It's like she's Phoenix. She'll be back. Give it a beat. And when a character comes back from the dead more than once, like Jean Grey doing it once, it was an interesting way they brought her back the first time when she died. But I didn't like that they kept doing it. I lost track of how many deaths Jean Grey has had, and Wolverine's all brokenhearted over it. I hate that. I'm giving it an F. I'm sorry, but Don't kill off a character so many times. It doesn't mean anything after a while. All right, next up we got issue number 151, and they wanted a new flavor here, and they brought in Marc Silvestri, and oh man, it was something new, exciting. I hadn't looked forward to an X-Men comic more than this one. I love how Silvestri drew the musculature on Wolverine there. Not a big fan of the ponytail and the cowboy hat, but everything else works on this one. Love the pose, the colors. So excited to see Silvestri this comic. I couldn't wait to open and read more than anything that had come out in the previous years. This excited me. I love that. I'm giving it an A, but an A- because of that ponytail. Don't have Wolverine in a ponytail. Come on! Next up, we got issue number 152. And this one is Marc Silvestri's iteration of Nightcrawler. Kurt Wagner, right there on the cover, bamfing into existence. You can almost smell the brimstone. His tail, his 3 fingers. I always like that he's only got 2 fingers. And there, they are muscular. They're thick. He's strong. And look at that. This is how you draw an arm, a bicep. Compare that to that other crappy Wolverine that I hated. And his arm was just no definition of it. Look at that. Look at the difference on how arms are drawn. Take some lessons from Silvestri because this is beautiful. The lighting on it, that's how you want to see arms, not like that other one. All right, this one's beautiful and I'm giving it an A. All right, what's next? What's next? That's how you felt when Silvestri was on this title. Next up is number 153 and it fell a little flat. You got this white version of the Beast, that evil version of the Beast. Everybody saw that coming. It was supposed to be this big buildup that Beast was the traitor. It wasn't a surprise to me, and I liked the coloring on this one, but the white Beast, it didn't work. He had changed his look too many times. Stick with one. When he went blue fur, they should have stuck with that. In my opinion, didn't like this one much, and it's just getting a C from me. I hate to do that, Marc Silvestri. I love you, but can't do anything better than a C. Next up, and the final one, is issue number 154, and it's got a good group shot of these X-Men with some new characters mixed in, and you've got this Sentinel in the background. But what I didn't realize is that they're all standing on his hand. It was a little inked, a little poorly, in that you couldn't tell that there was a hand surface that they were all standing on, and they should have done that. I do like the image of Wolverine. It's one of my favorites, so it is raising it to the level of an A, but we're going to drop it down to an A-. All right, now that we have them all ranked, let's go ahead and look at the ones in the A tier and assign our favorite. All right, we've got these 10 covers here to choose from. I put all of the A on these first 2 rows. So we've got, this first one, I do like that image of Emma, but too much pink. This sideways one, I love Yu's take on it, but he hadn't really developed into what he eventually became. I love this comic. It's one of my favorites, but that image of Cyclops, he was never my favorite character. Oh, that one of Emma, I love the flavor and the tone that one sets. That's beautiful. Oh, this one of Bishop there. That's definitely in the running. I love that cover. This one of Townsend and Wolverine. Oh, that one's so great too. And this Silvestri, I love that one. This one of Nightcrawler. It's a little too red. That's that group shot. Something's lost where it's not the recognizable X-Men. If you're going to have the X-Men, it's got to be the X-Men. We've got Wolverine. Oh, man, I like this one a little less than these 2 here. Is it going to be Bishop or Wolverine? Well, I do love this one, and it is a great homage cover. This one, Silvestri, Wolverine, is my favorite. We got issue number 151 here, done by Silvestri, with Wolverine front and center there. A lot of people had problems with this one, like there were some kind of undertones that you're not manly if you like this one. I love this one. I don't care. I love the pose there. The thing that comes across more than anything is Wolverine's attitude in this one. I love how his claws were drawn. I love his eye there, looking back over his shoulder. It's all about attitude. And Wolverine is the best there is at what he does, and the king of drawing it is Marc Silvestri. All right, well, that was a lot of fun. Let me know if there's any other runs, titles, authors, artists you want me to rank. Thanks again, and have a great night.